Good morning. Welcome again to News for Sure. Is this really a Senzo Meyiwa? Was it a first plan for the downfall of General Sibiya? Was General Sibiya the real mastermind behind the Senzo Meyiwa case? I'm taken aback by the sequence of events that is taking place around Madlanga Commission. Then it took me back to say there's Madlanga Commission and there's information in the Senzo Meyiwa case. I'm going to play a clip, in fact, two clips that have actually were played as a form of evidence within the Senzo Meyiwa case. Then I'll give context around these clips. Let's see if we...
Then 2761456210 27614556.
Just in context, good people, is that what you hear on the voice is will be a voice of Brigadier Gininda. He's reading out section 205 relating to the numbers that are linked to Kelly Khumalo. Big up to a TikTok handle, Yimi Yao. Yes, he's pro-defense, he's pro-state. So please follow him if you can. Basically, he's got a satire way of reporting on the case. But let's listen to the numbers that appears to have been in contact with Kelly.
2104 Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo XDS 2017, also on Posh registration papers Kelly Khumalo 27614562104, Truecaller app 27614562104, Noni K open brackets Kelly Khumalo bookings close bracket. Then it says check RICA information following links to this number. They 27814839880 Silo Twala open bracket Truecaller Silo Chico Twala close bracket 277850281113 Sibiya open bracket Truecaller General Sibiya secret close bracket 2772708817 Silo Twala at Chico open bracket Sebastian Hill open bracket again Chico Twala close bracket 277467666669 Zandi Khumalo Truecaller Zandi Khumalo close bracket.
All right, good people. I think what is also important is we see comments that people that actually public comments by people where they are making their own analysis on the case. But this is quite interesting, Uti. Uzosibophisa Njabulo. So you're gonna get us arrested, Njabulo. So, but that's the way he is like that. We've got a mutual respect for him. Now, good people, what is important for us is that we need to listen to that conversation. It's a court record, but how does this court record comes about? It comes about at the time where Brigadier Gininda is being questioned by Advocate Mnisi. Now, his questioning was in the line about the linkages. Linkages is from the 205, is on the time of the incident, on the crime scene. A few days before the crime is committed and the days after the crime is committed. So whenever any forensic investigator, that information 24 hours before the crime is committed and 24 hours up to 72 hours after the crime has been committed. So that information holds a very vital information about the suspect. So that information can either clear the suspect or implicate the suspect into the alleged crime. Now, let's unpack it the forensic way. When we say the 205, a 205 is it's an information, it's a cell phone call record, what we'll call an itemized billing, that will have been received from the mobile operator. In this instance is Vodacom. Then Vodacom says one of the people in the house, whom in this regard is Kelly Khumalo, whom we know that Brigadier Gininda has said she is the mastermind behind the unaliving of Senzo Mewa. We also know that Brigadier Gininda says that Kelly Khumalo is the one that may have paid the hitman, basically, to actually commit this murder. We also know that there are 5 accused that are facing trial. That Brigadier Gininda says one way or another, their information is linking them to Kelly Khumalo, and also other information links them to the crime scene. Well, I can tell you what, based on the information that I've gathered on the case, I don't believe that aspect of the investigation, but we will unpack it as time goes by. Now, when we look at the 204 and the linkages, part of this information is Colonel Steyn. He has done this analysis. The analysis is done in a tool which is called Analysis Notebook. A&B. I will do another clip where I'm trying to educate you guys, summary in terms of all these forensic tools that appears to have been used in a Senzo Mewa case so that we can understand that. Now, in this analysis report of Colonel Steyn, it says Kelly Khumalo was in contact with, amongst other people, Salo Chikotwala, General Sibia, and Sebastian Hill, as well as Sandy Khumalo. So that's that clip that is mentioning us. Now, the question is, why will Kelly Khumalo be phoning General Sibia? Or why General Sibia will be phoning Kelly Khumalo on the actual day of the crime? Also, we've had evidence in court in terms of why Chikotwala was in contact with Kelly. So that will be understood basically because Chikotwala was a manager basically of Kelly in terms of their business and music. But then also Chico is a father to his son, to Longwe, who is amongst the people who were in the house. So that part, it can be explained whether in a way that we understand it or any complex way, but that's how then at least his relationship in that matter is there. Now, but General Sibia, in this instance, he is not called to come and testify in court. But we also hear General Sibia in a Netflix documentary of Senzo Mewa. He is in that series where he's amongst the people who arrived on the crime scene. Just few minutes or few hours when the incident is taking place. He says that when he got there were a lot of people and the crime scene was already contaminated. That's what he says. He even went on and talked about the bullet, that there was no bullet that was found. Now, this is the person whom at the time was currently on suspension, he held a position of being a Hawks head in Gauteng. This becomes very important, fellow people, that a head of Hawks, which is an elite investigative unit that deals with priority and very serious crimes for SAPS, is called to come on the crime scene while he's currently on suspension or on special leave. But then now he has a very crucial role that he played there. He says when he arrived on the crime scene, he then called an officer named Warrant Officer Makubo. We will unpack the evidence of Warrant Officer Makubo in the next few clips. But was this now a deliberate way of hiding this information by the current investigative team? The investigation team that is investigating the Senzo Meyiwa, that team is a National Cold Case Unit, which is headed by Brigadier Geninda. And who else is a prosecutor in this case? Is Advocate George Baloyi. Now, could it be that Advocate George Baloyi and Brigadier Geninda have been planning and orchestrating a possible downfall of General Sibiya by nominating Kelly as being the mastermind of the crime? Then also says that Kelly cannot be in a position to actually testify in court. He's not being called to testify in court. That is one. Number two, also Kelly Khumalo has also not been, her statement has not been read on record in court. This now takes us to a point where we're starting to suspect that could it be that the protection of Mastermind will have been ensured by a senior general, which is General Sibiya, whereas General Sibiya is also on record on public, where he's telling us that he was on the crime scene. He witnessed that the crime scene was contaminated. That is critical evidence for the case, which then now the state doesn't want to present in court because it will support the narrative of the defense team. I am joining these dots, fellow people, because it appears as if there has been a sequence of events that involve Sibiya in the investigation of of Colonel Steyn, but it tends to be withheld. Or they're planning to say, they were planning to say, we're going to deal with General Sibiya when we're dealing with the case 375 of defeating the ends of justice. I have said that all the information that I'm reporting on, it is purely based on the court evidence. I'm going to play now another clip that will actually show us that Steyn also made mention of the number whom they allocated to Sibiya, which is the iPhone. Let's wait for that clip. Yes, good people. So I found the clip. So the clip that we're going to play now, it's a clip that talks about a phone that was found during the raid. You'll hear Attorney Ramsepile representing accused number 1 and 2 at this point in time is asking question to Colonel Steyn about his analysis that pointed out that Sibiya is the owner of the cell phone. Let's play and hear what.
At Muzi, and it gives the number. My instructions are that he doesn't know who Patrick Sibiya is because it also says at Muzi, which is his name.
same number I did mention on the other page
Yes.
of him,
Yes.
where I received the information that it's his.
Yeah, but he says he doesn't know who that Patrick Sibia is. And furthermore, he has never ever used an iPhone 6 at the time of this incident or prior to the occurrence of this incident.
My lord, I got information that he was in possession of that phone when we did a search in prison.
Thina-ke sithe masesha khona laphana ejele sathola ukuthi-ke ubephethe yona leyo cellphone njengoba-ke ethi yena-ke akusiyena uPatrick Sibiya ngoba igama leli lakhe umuzi yana ejele sese sithola ukuthi evelela lana isihloko siyixhumanisa na.
So, what you've heard there in that interaction is that you are saying, Steyn, there is a phone and a number that is allocated to Muzi Sibiya. And the number. Now, accused number 1 says, I don't know that number. I never had that number. I never used that number. And number 2 is, I never had owned an iPhone. Because you'll see here is that because they were calling out the reference numbers and the IMEI numbers and the models, we were able to do the IMEI check and we confirmed that's an iPhone 6. The model number is A1586. You'll hear in that conversation when they talk the model of the iPhone, it's the model A1586. Now, good people, I've deliberately posted this because I was replying to this person on our TikTok platform. These people will say that I do conspiracy. I urge you guys to go on the clip where I said, who is News for Sure? Because I have tried to educate you guys in terms of what is the method of or investigation principles that we use or investigation methods that we use to actually investigate a particular information that is being mentioned in court. So we can confirm to you that that model number, the A1586, it is indeed a model of an iPhone 6. Now, in 2014, I know for a fact that General Sibiya was owning an iPhone 6 in 2014. Now, we just want to hear now how the conversation, this interaction will proceed. You'll hear the judge again entering the arena. Remember, the Senzo Meyiwa case has always centered around a Hepwell 1928 or 1926 judgment of Hepwell. But then now we've seen from time and again that the judge will descend to the arena. Let's listen to the last part of this court evidence.
Sorry, just from a clarification. Colonel, you insist that it's an i6.
It's possible that because we did receive a few phones from prison, which we downloaded and also do some analysis. But that was way after the release, not during the incident of crime.
Okay.
That's great.
Yes, sawathola-ke ama-cellphone amanga laphana ejele senza ama-download kuwo lawo ma-cellphone lawo. Emva-ke kwesikhathi sokuthi baboshwe, hhayi ngaleso sikhathi beboshwe.
Okay, so this is not related to the incident of 2014.
No, not the 2014.
Lokho-ke angibatanganyi-ke.
If I may ask what you say.
2014.
Now, this is quite interesting, good people, because they then went on and saying, this is not related to the incident of 2014. What does that mean? Does it mean that accused number 1 is friends with General Sibiya? What does this mean? Now, we know now that very dodgy people according to at least the evidence that has been led in the Madlanga Commission, that they've claimed to be friends with the General Sibiya. And some of those people are incarcerated. Are they now saying was the investigation process of Colonel Steyn and led by Brigadier Gininda and George Baloyi to be saying that General Sibiya is used to have friends who are always implicated in criminal things? Or are they trying to say that in making sure that Mastermind is protected, General Sibiya had further in communication with people who are now implicated in the Senzo case? Hence, we are trying to join the dot, South Africa. We're only joining the dot because the headlines now are saying General Sibiya is going down. But this needs to be seen in context that even on the Senzo case, we believe that General Sibiya will have been a key witness, but then his information was not advancing the state cooking of the case. I will say sometimes that there could be allegations about General Sibiya that are damning. But for me as an analyst, I would like to take a step back and say there's something more around this sudden wave against General Sibiya. I am not advocating that he's a saint. Believe you me, I'm not saying that. But I'm trying to join the dots in terms of why he's not being called to testify, why his statement is allowed to stand on the Netflix documentary where it's saying the opposite of what the state is saying. The state in court on the Senzo case, they're saying the crime scene was properly preserved. There was nothing wrong about the crime scene in Vosloorus. But General Sibiya is saying there was no such thing as crime scene because all people were going in and out there in that place. Thank you. I'll see you on the next clip. Stay tuned. You know what you do. You like, you follow, and you subscribe. Thank you.